Hello everyone, so welcome to the community meeting of the Kiali project. So this sprint, we are finishing the sprint 65. We are going to release at the end of the day the version 1.43, right? And today we will have a summary of what are the features that we work on, the team work on this sprint, but also a couple of demos from my colleagues, Leandro and Nick. Okay, so we are going to release the Kiali 1.36. The Sprint 65 highlights what are the big features that we're working on. So this sprint, the team was focused mostly on bug fixing, right? But also we have a nice new features to show us. So one of the new features that you will see in the Kiali, feature is that now the service accounts are propagated into the services, into the application, and into the workload. So when dealing with security tasks, remember that you can enable to show all the security aspects of your mesh, right, in the graph and propagate it into the details. But now you will get into the information collected from any application, the service account that are related to a specific application, right? So it's something that now is more visible and more useful when you're working with authorization policies, with peer other objects, to define new policies. Right? Okay, so new feature that we ship in this version is the support for the root namespace in validation. So the root namespace is a configuration namespace that Istio allows you to declare, right? That you can declare a new administrative namespace for Istio, and then all the Istio configuration can be stored into that specific namespace, right? So now you can point to that root namespace into the Kiali CL in the configuration, and all the Istio configuration validation related to stakeholder and peer authentications will honor this configuration instead to always default into the Istio system, right? So you will see in the screenshot an example that how, with the Istio, how it would look like, a validation, that the global default cycle should not have a workload selector, right? Now pointing to the root namespace. Okay, another bug fixes is that, for example, the gateways validations, the gateways multiple validation has new fixes, so that we can detect multiple gateways sharing the host port combination. Remember, when you have multiple gateways with this configuration, so probably the mesh is duplicating the work to decide where should redirect this request. So this is why Kiali will warn on these cases. This is also relevant because it's also community contribution. An example, there's some user from the community. Thank you for this contribution because he proposed a pull request that the team validated and is now shipped into the product. Okay, so more work into the validations that Kiali will cover is that the ability to check that the workload entries and service entries are in sync. For example, when you declare a workload entry and you define the address of a workload entry and you want to map it with a service entry, in case that it doesn't match the addresses defining the service entry from the workload entry, Kiali will detect these conditions, validation, and we mark a warning into the editor of the service entry. Okay, so and now we have a new feature that is called graph node ranking, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and let Nick to comment about it. Okay, Nick.
Thanks, Lucas. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, so feel free to share your screen.
All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, so today I'm going to be talking about graph node ranking, which is a new feature making it into this release. Here I've just got the travel agency demo deployed. The graph node ranking feature, the goal is to make it easier to find and highlight different parts of the graph that might be more important to you or more interesting. So if we go into display options, you'll see this new option here called rank. And there's a couple of criteria that we can rank by. In this case, we'll pick inbound edges. And what this will do is it will rank all of our nodes by the number of inbound edges coming into that node. So now we can go into the find box, type rank equals 1, and we're going to highlight all of the nodes with the most inbound edges coming into them. You can see this database node down here has a lot of incoming edges, and this discounts node has a lot of inbound edges. And you can use different queries to get more granular on the different rankings that you would like to see. For instance, if you want to see the top 2 rankings, now we're showing the top 2 ranking nodes with inbound edges. It's this travels service back here, and then the database of services back here. If we go to outbound edges, you can see the top 2 for those are the cars service up, the cars workload up here. And so these different criteria can be combined and mixed and matched in various ways. So it's just a helpful way of being able to pinpoint different parts of the graph that might be more or less interesting to you. We can go up here and change this to rank equals 1. You can see that this is the node in the graph with the most outbound edges. You can even combine these criteria. So now it's highlighting different parts of the graph that these are the nodes with the most edges, period, both inbound and outbound. So that's the crux of the ranking feature. Right now, just the find hide part of the graph utilizes ranks. But in the future, other parts of the graph or other parts of Kiali may utilize this node ranking as well. You can also hide nodes. So if I go in here and I want to, let's say, hide, which won't show you a very nice graph. Let's see if we can do this. So we're just hiding the nodes with the most, what was that selected? Inbound edges. So both find and hide work with graph node ranking. Yeah, that's pretty much the feature. Again, it's just a way for you to be able to easily highlight different parts of the graph that might be more or less important to you. In the future, we'll probably add more criteria down here. But for right now, it's just highlighting most inbound and outbound edges. So give it a try and let us know what you think. That's all I got. Thanks, Lucas.
Thank you, Nick, for working on this feature. It's pretty interesting, and it's an area we are adding more and more logic add value to, right? All right, so let's continue with the sessions. Yeah, in the next speaker will be Leandro. He's going to show us a new demo for federated scenario that also can apply to multi-cluster scenarios as well, right? And yeah, I'm going to share it and let Leandro to comment on this.
Okay, thank you, Lucas. I will share my screen now. So, can you see the 2 instances of Kiali?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, as Lucas commented, we had a new demo in our Kiali's demos repository. So this demo is about federation, and it is based in OpenShift Service Mesh. Here you can see, as it is a federation scenario, we are expecting to see multiple meshes, and it can be in multiple clusters too. Each of the service mesh will have its Kiali instance. So for this reason, I have 2 meshes: the east mesh and the west mesh, right? With this federation scenario. So each Kiali is one Kiali from the east and the other Kiali from the west. I'm using the Travels application like Nick used. So usually this travels application and how it is used in a single mesh. These services speak with the discount service. The discount service is here. What we did in this demo is to spread the discount service and deploy the discounts in another mesh. So here you can see the discounts in the west side and the discount from the east side. So this federation is very interesting. You can import and export services from multiple meshes. Here I'm using 2, but it can be many more. And the nice thing is that you can load balance between services that you have in the east and the west, and same instances. So you can have HA and more replicas in case of a problem. So here I will, for example, hide the TCP traffic just to.
I have Leandro. I guess we missed your sound, perhaps. Can see you. We cannot hear you. We see sounds. Okay, so I guess Leandro has some problems. So I'm going to keep the session and okay, so yeah, just to, can you see my screen? I guess yes, right? So just to finish the improvement that we have, so more features or works that we worked in this sprint is in the cross namespace validation. It's a work in progress to use the Istio registry to improve the source of the services in the mesh and the Istio resources use it for validations. We have support for the Kubernetes, the ingress class name, right? So this release, the ingress resource will be created by default, and you must find which ingress you need. Previously it was created by default, but community wanted to personalize this step. Now this is supported in the project. And also we have the ability to mount customer secrets in the Kiali pod that allows you to get more flexibility when you want to provide your own certificates for Grafana, Jaeger, Prometheus authorization, right? Okay, and that was most for it. So I'm going to ask Leandro. Leandro, are you back?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Yeah, feel
sorry.
free to try again because the demo was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how so far did you listen to me, but let me try to summarize a little bit. Can you see my screen?
We lost you right when you were about to hide the TCP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well. So yeah, I was saying that I was hiding the TCP just to make the graph more clear. I just pointed out that cars, hotels, flights, and insurances are talking with the local discount service, but also some traffic is getting out of the cluster, and it's getting out from the mesh to entering into this other mesh. So we can see here the ingresses, the ingresses, and going to the discount from the other mesh. We can see here that this discount has a virtual service configuration. So in Kiali, we can take a look into that and see that if any application want to communicate with this discounts instance, it will be load balances with these two destinations. One is the same, is the local, but this is the other one, right? So with this federation, you can import and export services from multiple meshes. This is all the demo that I wanted to share. It's in our Kiali repositories, and you can play with it. So yeah, nothing more to show. Thank you, and sorry for the inconvenience.
Thank you, Leandro. So glad that you can finish the demo. So it looks pretty nice, right? Okay, so yeah, I guess that is for the recording session. Remember, I'm going to stop the recording.